open in all my relationships that I've had. All of it.
People keep circling back to the same question, and no matter how many times it gets asked, there still isn't a clear answer. Why is Remy Ma refusing to sign divorce papers while Papoose is openly asking to move on with his life? What once looked like a painful but private breakup has now turned into a public situation filled with tension, confusion, and unanswered motives. This is no longer just about two people falling out of love. It has grown into something heavier, something tied to control, money, pride, and unfinished emotional business that keeps pulling everyone involved back into the same storm. From the outside looking in, Papoose appears to be done. People close to him say he has made it very clear that he wants the marriage to officially end. According to those familiar with the situation, he has asked Remy more than once to finalize the divorce. This wasn't a single emotional request made in the heat of an argument. These were repeated efforts over time. Each attempt, however, led nowhere. The documents were never completed. The process never moved forward. Instead, everything stalled, leaving him in a strange position where he is emotionally separated but legally trapped. What makes the situation even more frustrating is that life has continued for everyone else. Careers are moving. Relationships are forming. Opportunities are coming and going. Yet Papoose remains stuck in the middle, unable to fully close one chapter before opening another. That alone has caused many people to raise questions, because when someone clearly asks to be released, holding them back starts to feel less like heartbreak and more like control. While all of this has been unfolding, Claressa Shields entered the picture in a way that could never be ignored. She didn't quietly step into his life behind closed doors. She didn't hide or pretend. Instead, she showed up openly, confidently, and without hesitation. From the beginning, Claressa made it known that she cared deeply for Papoose. She spoke about him with admiration, pride, and affection. Her actions made it clear that she saw him as more than just someone she was dating. In her eyes, he was already her partner. That honesty, however, placed her in a very uncomfortable situation. No matter how strong her feelings are, she is still standing on the outside of a marriage that legally exists. She did not create that marriage, she did not benefit from it, and yet she is forced to wait for it to end. That kind of waiting can wear a person down emotionally, especially when there is no clear timeline or resolution in sight. Claressa has never tried to hide her love. One of the moments that caught public attention was her birthday message to Papoose. It wasn't short or generic. It was thoughtful, personal, and full of emotion. She wished him health, happiness, and many more years of life. She joked about birthday punches, tying in her boxing career, and called him King, a title that spoke volumes about how she viewed him. She thanked him for the joy, laughter, and support he brought into her world. The message felt real, not performative. Yet behind that warmth was an obvious ache. Despite all that love, there was no engagement, no announcement, no step forward. According to people close to the situation, the reason had nothing to do with hesitation on Papoose's part. The problem was legal, not emotional. Until Remy signs the papers, nothing can move forward. Papoose has reportedly shared his frustration with people he trusts. He has said that he tried to do things the right way. He asked for a divorce instead of sneaking around. He waited instead of rushing. He attempted to be respectful of history, shared memories, and the life they once built. But respect only goes so far when the other person refuses to let go. That refusal has now started to affect more than just the two of them. It has spilled into Claressa's life as well. The situation reached another level when Remy decided to release private text messages between Papoose and Claressa. Once those messages became public, the reaction was immediate. People dissected every word. Every sentence was analyzed. The messages showed Claressa upset and emotional because Papoose did not tell her when he arrived home safely. In the text, she acknowledged that he was married, but she also expressed that basic communication should still exist. She felt that if he could not physically be with her or stay connected on the phone, then at least he could let her know he was safe. That exchange changed how many people saw the situation. Some viewers sympathized with Claressa, seeing her as someone deeply invested in a complicated relationship with a man who was still legally tied elsewhere. Others criticized the situation altogether, arguing that no relationship should go this far without a finalized divorce. Regardless of opinion, one thing was clear: Private emotions had been exposed to the public, and that rarely leads to peace. Remy did not stop there. She went on to make serious claims, stating that she had recordings of Papoose behaving aggressively and even threatening to involve the police. Those accusations carried weight and immediately caused concern. However, Papoose responded quickly and denied those claims. He acknowledged that Remy was angry, but said that her anger stemmed from the fact that he had moved on. He also added something that changed the tone of the entire conversation. He said that she cheated first. That statement shook the narrative. For a long time, many people viewed Remy as the one who was wronged. But once that detail entered the conversation, the story no longer felt so clear-cut. People began remembering moments they had previously overlooked, including her very public admiration for another man during a rap battle in late 2023. That support raised questions about loyalty and timing, especially since it happened while she was still legally married. This led many to ask the obvious question: if Remy has emotionally moved on, and if she has shown interest elsewhere, why continue holding on to the marriage? Why refuse to let Papoose go when he is clearly asking to be released? The situation intensified even further when Papoose and Claressa were spotted together in Hawaii during Valentine's Day. The images and videos showed two people who looked genuinely happy. They were relaxed, smiling, and comfortable with each other. There was no secrecy. They weren't hiding behind closed doors. They were living openly, enjoying the sun, the ocean, and the time they shared. That trip wasn't only about romance. Papoose was also working. He launched the first Hawaii Fest, an event he had clearly put time and effort into. He shared updates online, celebrated the success, and thanked everyone who supported the event. It showed that he was building something new for himself, focusing on growth rather than staying stuck in the past. During that same trip, Claressa posted a simple but touching video of the two of them on the beach. It wasn't flashy or dramatic. It felt honest. It looked like two people who were genuinely connected and not afraid to show it. Rumors later surfaced that Papoose had originally planned to propose during that trip. According to those rumors, he spent months preparing for that moment. The setting, the timing, and the meaning behind Valentine's Day made it the perfect opportunity. Everything was lined up. Everything except the legal reality that he was still married. Because the divorce was not finalized, the proposal could not happen. That moment, which should have been joyful and life-changing, was delayed or possibly lost altogether because of unfinished business from a relationship that seemed emotionally over long ago. This is where public opinion really began to shift. People started questioning Remy's intentions more seriously. At that point, she was rumored to be involved with someone else, yet she continued to block the divorce. Some believe jealousy plays a role. Others think fear is driving her actions. But the theory that comes up most often is money. Financially, the situation is complicated. Remy Ma's net worth is significantly higher than Papoose's. She has earned millions through music, television, appearances, and business ventures. Papoose, while respected and successful in his own right, does not earn at the same level. In long-term marriages, the spouse who earns less is often entitled to spousal support. They were together for over a decade. They met in the early 2000s and married in 2008. They separated in 2023 after more than 11 years together. That length of marriage alone strengthens Papoose's case for financial support, especially considering what he contributed during some of the hardest years of Remy's life. When Remy was incarcerated, Papoose stayed. He did not walk away. He did not disappear. He held her down emotionally, financially, and publicly. He protected her reputation, promoted her music, and made sure her name stayed relevant. He stepped into a parental role for her son and kept their household together. That level of commitment is rare, and courts often take those sacrifices into account. Remy's success did not happen in isolation. While she deserves credit for her talent and hard work, Papoose played a major role in keeping her career alive during a time when she could not be present. When she returned home, their relationship became a television storyline, bringing in additional income and exposure. They were not just a couple, they were a brand. Papoose was not simply standing in the background. He was central to that story. Viewers watched their struggles, their growth, and their family moments. He helped build the image that benefited them both financially. He also took responsibility for Remy's son during her incarceration, stepping up without hesitation. Later events involving her son only highlighted how much stability Papoose had provided during those years. That kind of contribution carries weight, both emotionally and legally. All of this makes it very possible that Papoose would receive spousal support if the divorce moved forward. Many people believe that this is the real reason Remy is delaying. Not love, not hope, but fear of losing money. Meanwhile, Claressa remains stuck in the middle. She is emotionally invested. She sees a future with Papoose. She treats him like her partner already. But legally, she cannot move forward. She cannot plan a wedding. She cannot fully start the next chapter of her life. She is waiting for a door to open that someone else is holding shut. That kind of waiting drains a person. It creates frustration, uncertainty, and emotional fatigue. No matter how strong Claressa is in the ring, this is not a battle she can win with physical strength. She needs clarity and closure. As time goes on, more people wonder how long she will remain patient. How long will she accept delays? How long will Papoose continue waiting for a release he has already requested? In the end, the biggest question still remains unanswered. Is Remy holding on because she still loves Papoose? Or because she doesn't want to lose financial security? And if money is the real reason, is it fair to keep two other people emotionally stuck just to protect a bank account? What began as private pain has turned into public drama. It has affected careers, relationships, and reputations. Until those divorce papers are signed, nothing can truly move forward for anyone involved. So the question remains, how long should Papoose have to wait before he is finally free to move on with his life?